During the last 30 years, hundreds of so-called magnetists have offered their services to cure the habit, but their success was not great by any means, mainly for the reason that their subjects, when from under their personal influence, had nothing to sustain them in their new-formed resolution, and the disease, for tobacco using as such, speedily regained its diabolic mastery over them. These adventurous quacks, rich in their trade, but fail to cure, which is not to be wondered at, seeing that they treat the disease as wholly chemical, whereas in fact it is not merely a chemical, but a social, mental, and moral disease as well. And to expect to cure a victim of the habit without bringing his will and moral forces into active play during the chemical process of cure is to look for sunsets in the east. For many may chew a mountain of lemon peel, gentian, chamomile, cohosh, and pumpkin seeds, with a hennery thrown in, or up, and yet be no better off unless moral means are used as well. For after all, the best and quickest and surest way to be cured is to say and mean goodbye tobacco, and stick to it for 21 days, and the thing is done. But as only a few can do this, I lay down the following efficacious and infallible method of cure under 7 heads. And first, sassafras is the natural antagone of tobacco. Keep a handful of the bark of the root in the pocket, and occasionally chew a bit thereof. It may also be cut up and smoked for a while during the time that the tobacco essence, nicotine, is being eliminated from the system, which process occupies 3 periods of 21 full days each, during the first term of which the liver, stomach, and intestines become mainly discharged of the tobacco element. The patient suffers some, but not greatly, during the first 3 weeks. During the second 3 weeks, the poison leaves the kidneys, bladder, muscles, spleen, and intestines, and the patient suffers more. In the third period, the nerves, genital system, and brain, and parting after long companionship is pretty hard business. Consequently, the temptation to have another smoke, just one, or a little bit of a chew, only a little one, is considerably strong, if not more so. But when a man has reached his 50th day of abstention, and then falls back, he is no man. Only a weakling, that's all. Secondly, keep the skin and teeth well cleansed, for once the tobacco essence gets started outwards, it keeps coming till there is no more left to venture forth, hence frequent ablutions are absolutely necessary, in order that the fotid ichor may readily escape. Thirdly, a man should positively avoid hot drinks, tea, coffee, etc., and also pies, all pies, cakes, sweets, oysters, spices during the process. Fourth, he should use no fats, but may eat pickles, suck lemons, beef, salt, fish, and meat to his stomach's content. Fifth, he should frequently rinse the mouth in cold water. Do it whenever the longing for tobacco comes rather too strongly for comfort and ease. It will soon subside and constantly grow weaker. On no account either taste, touch, or smell tobacco if possible to avoid it. 6. Exert the will strongly against the habit. As much as possible, avoid frequenting places where it is used, or the society of such as are slaves to it. 7. And lastly, procure a 2-ounce vial, and into it put half an ounce each of tincture, cinnamon, sassafras, gelsemium, 1/8 of an ounce, and of barosma, half an ounce. Fill up with sugar. Keep the vial in the pocket, and whenever the tobacco agony occurs, wet the finger with the solution and rub it over the teeth and gums. Observe all these directions faithfully, and you will soon triumph over one of the most bitter and addictive foes that have ever yet assaulted humankind. Final note: to sustain the system during the process of the elimination of the poison nicotine, it is desirable to take regularly vitamin C complex derived from rose hips and orange and lemon. This is by Dr. R.S. Clymer, correlating the work of Cushall Beverly Randolph, The Evil Habit, or The Tobacco Habit, Its Evils and Its Cures. Many of those who read this booklet and have an earnest desire to discontinue the tobacco habit by following the instructions given might prefer to frequently take orally a pinch of the roots and barks finely ground and well mixed, obtainable from almost any botanical gardens, instead of the tinctures of cinnamon, Laura's sassafras, or gelsemium, and barosma, also known as buchu or buku. If gelsemium is unattainable, Passiflora incarnata, or the passion flower, may be substituted using twice as much as the gelsemium weight.